All right, here we are. Welcome to episode 1 of Johnny Radio's top 100 albums of all time, as voted by you guys, the fans. Thank you so much for submitting all your top 25s. I think we really have an awesome list that will rival Rolling Stone's top 500, or in this case, their top 100. We're only doing 100 here, but yeah, this is, in case you're wondering why I'm doing this view, as you see the wall of perfect albums behind me, way in the background there. I'm doing Zoom because I'm going to share my screen with you. I figured that'd be the best and easiest way to go through these records so we can visualize them and talk about them. But I'm just going to do in this first episode numbers 100 to 91, and then over the next 9 weeks we're gonna get to number 1. It's gonna be exciting, so just a little bit at a time, and then when we're done I'll give you a link on Best Ever Albums where you can find this list and just scroll through it in its entirety. But here we go. I'm about to share my screen and get into it, so here we go. Bam. All right. So starting with number 100, Something Else by the Kinks. I'm so happy the Kinks made the list. I'm a little surprised that, and not to give a spoiler, but this is the only Kinks album that made the top 100. And I'm a little surprised by that because Lola versus Power Man, that's my favorite. That didn't make it. There's some others that are more concept albums that I thought would make the list, like Arthur or Village Green Society, but a lot of people love Waterloo Sunset, and Something Else by the Kinks. I guess a lot of people really dig that one. So cool, Kinks made it. There we go. Now number 99, we got The Cars, the self-titled album, The Cars. I definitely get it. This one kind of passed me by. It came out in 1978, the year I was born, but I know for a lot of people, it brings back that nostalgic time of the late 70s with songs like Just What I Needed and My Best Friend's Girl. Such a fun record. So that's cool that they got on here as well. So let's see. Number 98. Yes. Wildflowers by Tom Petty. So excited that this made the list. This is my favorite Tom Petty album. And it just so happens that tomorrow he's releasing Wildflowers and all the rest. His family is releasing it. All the other songs that would have been on the double album had the record company let him do that. So, so excited about that release. In honor of that, I'm actually doing my top 5 Tom Petty songs as well tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, man, Wildflowers definitely deserves to be on here, maybe even a little higher. Okay, number 97, Tommy, The Who. This one I definitely think should be higher on the top 100, but glad it made it. This is actually my favorite album by The Who. A lot of my favorites are here in the lower tier, but yeah, absolutely one of the best. Talk about concept albums. One of the best, if not the one that kind of started it all, the first rock opera, Pinball Wizard. I mean, just the instrumental music on this thing is just top notch. Pete Townsend was just off the chain on this, and Keith Moon, his drumming was like no other. Everybody was just amazing on this record. So glad that made it. Number 96, Paranoid by Black Sabbath. That's cool. I'm not a huge Black Sabbath fan, but I did have a little phase where I kind of listened to all their Ozzy Osbourne stuff. And this definitely, I would say, is their strongest record as a whole. I mean, you got Paranoid, you got Iron Man, War Pigs, some of their best material, as well. Some of their most chilled out classics like Planet Caravan, and really shows kind of the breadth of what they do. They kind of get lumped in as just this metal band with not enough substance, but they really had the chops, man. So glad they made the list. That's cool. 95, Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, of course. This is usually the album that most people go to as their favorite. It is not my favorite Elton John album. That would be Tumbleweed Connection, but absolutely get it. I mean, most of his hits are on here. The title track, Benny and the Jets, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. I mean, so many classics, and absolutely one of his best. So got to have that on here. That's great. 94, Rest Well by 10th Row. So stoked that this made the list. Of course, this is a lesser known band that thus far just has this single EP in the wake of the loss of Kevin Scheidt. Rest in peace. But man, the band rallied behind his loss and created such an amazing EP. I'm so glad this made the list. Obviously, some close friends and family voted this one on, and there was enough votes, but it's worthy. I'm telling you, this is just like an amazing hard rock alternative EP that's just blistering from start to finish, from the opening of Sick to the end of Beauty and Nothing, which is one of the best songs to come out of the last decade, in my opinion. So yeah, so glad this made it. And I would be remiss not to mention the kid. My son Ian Riley is in that band. He plays bass on the record. So so cool. Proud of you, kid. All right, so now number 93, Damien Rice, my favorite, Faded Fantasy. What an album, produced by Rick Rubin. So glad that this made the cut as well. It's just a masterpiece from start to finish by Mr. Rice, and I'm hoping that he has a follow-up coming soon. This didn't, it's been, 8 years. 2014 is when it came out. So you owe us a record, Damien. I don't know if he'll ever top this one, though, to be honest. I mean, probably the best breakup album of all time. All these songs written obviously about Lisa Hannigan, who is absent from singing with him on the record, but nonetheless, his best works are on here. I'm telling you, just a beautiful album. So glad that made it. Now, number 92, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. This is the one that got a lot of people stirred up over the new Rolling Stone Top 500, because I believe it made the top 10, which was pretty surprising, and probably a little bit too high on the list. I really need to go back and re-listen to this. It's been ages since I heard it. I remember it being good, but I didn't see what really all the fuss was about back then. So I definitely see why people were getting angry with Rolling Stone on that being so high. I mean, I'm sure it's probably aged well, because it really has a lot of different elements of hip hop, R&B. Obviously, she's extremely talented. I really loved the Fugees record more than this, but yeah, I need to go back and listen. That's the cool thing about this, is when you see lists like this, you want to kind of go back and listen to some of the ones that either you missed, you haven't heard before, or, you want to give them a second chance. Now, this one, absolute classic, Blue Train by John Coltrane from 1957. I thought it was 58. Well, either way, man, one of the blueprints, for lack of a better word, of jazz. Such an amazing record, just from start to finish. This is one of those that's really what I call crowd-pleasing jazz. Like, I've had this on in the background at dinner parties before. It's just, it definitely, there's moments in it too where Coltrane just goes off and really shows his chops. But for the most part, it's real laid back and just kind of crowd friendly, for I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but yeah, okay, so that's, man, pretty strong here out of the gate for episode 1. I'm excited to get to the next one, and can't wait to see what you guys think. Here I am, I'm back. I'm not used to this screen sharing, so bear with me. But anyway, guys, thank you again so much for voting. I hope you saw some of yours already on the list that you voted for. If you haven't seen them yet, stay tuned, because we got a long way to go over these next 9 weeks. But let me know in the comments below how you think the list is shaping up thus far. How does it compare to Rolling Stone? Let's get into it, guys. Would love to see your comments, and I'm always quick to comment back. So please do. And can't wait to see you next week. We'll be here same time, same station, Johnny Radio. Thanks, and as always, Viva la Vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.